All right, let's go right into the Stone Cold podcast.
Edge and Christian. You think you know us. You think you know us.
Cutting edge.
All right, so Neil, I'll start with you first. Your opinion on it.
Well, this podcast, this is my first time watching a Stone Cold podcast on the network, and it was definitely a joy seeing a different turn from what Stone Cold usually does, because, of course, usually Moses' podcasts on the network are more serious and more controversial and get the hard questions. But here,
No, I didn't expect any hard hitting questions. I just expected great entertainment out of those three.
yeah, they went completely loose. Stone Cold wearing a hat and
They tried to sing Austin's theme on the kazoo.
What would you say, Mike?
They were playing Austin's theme on the kazoo.
Yeah.
I just love the stories that they shared. Like Edge's story of when he almost shart his pants when he was in a tag team steel cage match with the Hardys.
Wait, I don't. For some reason, I don't remember that.
Because they were cutting him off half of the time, and they were skipping stuff, and remember that moment?
Oh, and there was one thing that really threw me off.
What?
Edge mentioned Hulk Hogan in the podcast.
Yes.
Wait,
I was dying. That's why I was laughing.
that.
That's why I was laughing, because he was my favorite. He was like, "Who's your favorite wrestler?" He was like Hogan.
No, he was. Well, Austin was asking who are your favorites growing up, and Edge said Hulk Hogan.
No, he didn't say Hulk Hogan. He just said Hogan, and I was just dying. And Kenneth, I was like, "Kenneth, did you hear that?" And he was like, "No." I was like,
wow, they kept that. They kept that.
Stone Cold, that's the Stone Cold podcast. What's in the Stone Cold podcast stays in the Stone Cold podcast.
Yeah, and it was funny that
Also,
After the whole thing with Hogan and the whole controversy with that, that's crazy. That only on the Stone Cold podcast will you hear his name.
Also, the story Austin told of his embarrassing moment when it was a triple match between him, Mankind, Triple H.
And special guest referee.
Him being caught.
Oh yeah. That was a funny story by Austin.
I literally went back on WWE Network, looked at pay-per-views, looking for that triple threat match, and I literally watched the whole pay-per-view just to watch that particular match, that particular moment. And I swear, when the referee took Shane McMahon off, he was hanging over the thing, and all of a sudden his arm just stuck. They don't record it.
Mick, that's the funniest. Son of a bitch just got one ear. He can't hear a damn thing.
Sorry.
Anyway, they kept on cutting edge. Literally, they were cutting edge the whole entire time. Yeah, cutting edge. Get it? They were cutting edge.
I think it was because he mentioned Hogan, and they went into panic alert, and they were like, "All right, don't have him talk a lot."
No, there was before he mentioned Hogan, and then Christian wasn't talking at all. Stone Cold and Edge were just laughing it off, and Christian was just sitting there. I feel bad for him. I was like, let him talk at least.
It's like the guy earned it.
Huh?
What?
It's like the guy earned it to talk that much. For God's sakes, he broke his neck for the company, and he can't wrestle anymore because of his contribution to the company.
Christian.
What?
They didn't like Christian talk there.
Oh yeah, I don't know why Christian didn't talk that much. I don't think he's that much of a talkative person.
When he's doing his entrance, was probably a character, but yeah, they were just Edge and Stone Cold was just laughing it off, and Christian was just sitting there. And I'm just like, Christian, are you gonna say anything? And it was just too funny for me.
But speaking of funny moments, that one story that Edge and Christian told where they were in, I guess, the icy forest or something like that, and the van got stuck, and then they were trying to push the van out, and then Edge Christian mentioned that Brian was crying in the van,
he said, "I don't want to die."
That was hilarious.
I love how when Austin was saying, "What are your regrets?" Edge said none, and then Christian said, "Being on this podcast." I'm surprised Edge didn't, Edge said no regrets, because doesn't he regret the whole thing with him and Matt Hardy and Lita?
Wait, what happened?
the rivalry that Edge and Lita, the Edge and Matt Hardy.
So yeah, so pretty much Matt Hardy and Lita were dating in real life, and then they did a storyline where Edge and Lita like were gonna be together, and legit they were together in real life. So then Matt Hardy invaded invaded like Raw during when they were live, and he beat up Edge. Like this was like legit real. Like he really broke into Raw. He really attacked Edge, and it was a whole big thing. And then they had no choice but to go with a rivalry between Matt Hardy and Edge. Because it was already on air. They couldn't couldn't have people like, you know, not see that, like not get that out of their minds. They already saw it.
Well, that rivalry.
Like he was really punching him like dead hard and everything. Like
yeah, like he was really after him, and you could tell it was real because the announcers like when the announcers, it was like after a match and when like Matt Hardy went to attack Edge, the announcers they didn't even say anything. Because they were probably shocked as well as everyone else was, because I don't think they knew that this was the part of the show.
He's just like a joke.
That's what happens when a girl leaves for another guy.
Mm-hmm.
Still, why would you do that on air? You couldn't do it like back at. You couldn't do it like when you guys were at work. I mean, they should. I thought they would fire you for something like that.
Mm. Well, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, but otherwise, it was a good podcast.
Yeah, I like some of it.
It was a fun, joyous one.
Yeah.
I can't see who does the match.
I thought it was Mick Foley. Isn't it Mick Foley on there? Oh, he did. So he actually did.
No, on a regular podcast, not the phone.
I'll say this was a better podcast than Austin and Paige.
Oh, I'm sure that's the case. Even though I never saw that.
I mean, Paige.
I did see that, and it was good. It was enjoyable because of Paige, but other than that, there wasn't really anything special about it.
They were just talking about her, how she was training at a smaller age, and how she versed her mother in a ring. And
well, those stories were interesting of like Paige in her whole wrestling family.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Wait, I have something that could top Edge versus Christian for the next Uncle podcast.
And that is
Eric Bischoff.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's back. Because they're doing the whole Monday Night War documentary, and they managed to get him on to get his words.
Yep, that's right. Yep, that's probably.
That'd be really interesting. They got Bischoff on Austin's podcast.
Yep,
because back in the day they had legit heat on each other.
To hear those stories.
And it was crazy too, because like they really have a history, Austin and Bischoff, because of Bischoff letting Austin go from WCW, and then when WCW went out of business, and then Bischoff became the general manager of Raw, and then they had that whole story between them.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was like his boss. So put it at that.
Well, also former co-owner of Raw.
Yeah, because they were co-GMs together.
With Stone Cold?
And Eric
yeah,
Bischoff.
Stone Cold and Bischoff.
I think Bischoff was mad old though. I didn't know he was that old.
Back in the 90s, he had black hair, but
I
now...
know. Shane McMahon looked old too. What happened to him anyway?
Shane?
Yeah. Why did he leave the company?
He wanted to do something on his own, I guess.
Yes, and also possibly his father wasn't going to retire until
And I think he kind of knew where the company was headed, and he wanted to abandon ship.
Yeah.
I think he knew. I think he was disagreeing with what they were doing and how they were doing things. So he was like, I'm out. I'm starting my own company, and I'm out of the business.
Okay, sorry, Mr. McMahon, if you're watching this, but what's gonna happen when Mr. McMahon dies?
Triple H.
Well, it's either Triple H or Stephanie, or both.
it must not be Stephanie. I want they're gonna have Triple H do it anyway, but I think Stephanie would be better. You know, she knows where her father is. But
well, plus she knows the corporate side more than Triple H does.
Yeah, because she's been there longer.
But Triple H was kind of make interesting TV.
True, because she was a wrestler at one point. But it's like
and
he's using Stephanie McMahon to get in power. At first, when I heard that, I thought he was just doing that because he was a wrestler and he was trying to get in power. So he was like, let me date the boss's daughter, and then automatically put him in power. So this white man is like 69 years old.
Well, actually, he just turned 70.
Huh?
He just turned 70.
Oh, okay. I was looking at, because I was watching some pay-per-view, and it was like 69, and he had a muscle magazine thing. So,
what, probably with Photoshop muscles?
No. I just realized that Paul Heyman's birthday, Matt People's birthday is on 9/11. I was like, wow.
Whose? Paul Heyman's?
He's on 9/11.
Wait, Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And TJ or Tyson Kidd is back on the road, I think.
I really feel bad for people whose birthdays on 9/11.
I know. Especially like my cousin.
And it's crazy too. Like this week was just the 14th anniversary.
Yeah, and then next year will be 15 years.
Because my cousins.
And I hate to say anniversary and 9/11 in the exact same sentence because it feels like a celebration, and it's like this shouldn't be a celebration.
It's not a celebration.
It's not. No, it shouldn't be. 3,000 people died, man.
And then it's like kind of historical. Not historical, but my cousin's birthday's on 9/11, and he died. He didn't die on 9/11, but he's dead, and that's kind of like that.
It's sad, man. It's sad. Like we shouldn't be calling it an anniversary.
And Jackie Chan was being in the building that day.
It should be called a remembrance.
Well, some people call it a remembrance, or a loving memory of the people who died on 9/11.
Yeah.
Or never. A lot of people say like never forget. I know a lot of quotes.
Well, yeah. That's the slogan for. That's the That's like what they always say for that. Never forget.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of people like on social media. They're like, don't use your social media from 8:56 to like 10 something to remember everybody.
Also,
during the stuff that was going on.
Yep, but I have yet to actually go to Ground Zero and see the memorial.
I've actually seen it.
Oh, cool. How was it?
It's very eerie, man. It's a very eerie feeling. It's like going to Gettysburg and visiting it, and you realize, oh my God, like many soldiers from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, like all those people were there.
Exactly.
It's like it's the same thing with Ground Zero and 9/11. It's like, wow, it's just like you get that feeling that people were in there and people died on that day here. It's very eerie and it's very uncomfortable.
And just let it just be a day.
Just be a day to remember and be a day and to be a day where all those people that were there and that were heroes on that day and were most of them that were saved and survived and a lot of them that didn't make it. Just remember those people that paid those prices.
But also, the people who made it happen.
But also, this is also that was a huge lesson for America on that day as well, where we really started to step our game up with our security and be more aware of this terrorist situation.
But they made a new one. I haven't got to see it yet, but my friend said he kind of walked into it, and he was like, it's like a really tall building. Also, of course,
the Freedom Tower, and of course, 10 years later, we got him.
It's been more than 2 years.
I know, but I'm just saying.
The Rock actually said it.
He said it first.
Well, no. What happened was, Cena first made the announcement that we killed Osama bin Laden. He didn't say we got him. He said he just said, I just found out we killed Osama bin Laden. And then the next night on Raw, where The Rock was making an appearance because of his birthday, and it was in Miami, he said we got him.
What?
We got him meaning
it was when they killed Osama bin Laden.
Who's that?
He's the person.
He was the guy that was conspired that did the whole conspiracy of 9/11 and they targeted him as a terrorist, and he was like FBI's most wanted.
So who killed him?
A Navy SEAL.
Yeah, which inspired the movie Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Wait, it focused on him?
No.
It focused on it focused on like the whole CIA and FBI like that were trying to track him down for all these years.
Oh, what year did they get him?
2011.
2011?
Yeah.
It took them that long?
May. I think it was May. It was May 1st, 2011, I believe.
And actually, it's kind of surprising how that was 4 years ago already.
Oh yeah, man. Time flies. It really does.
Yeah, time flies when my birthday. It feels like my birthday comes every 9 years. Oh, you have to give me a Team Bap shirt, a gold platinum type. Yes, it does.